Brogo Dam is kind of different to a lot of the Queensland impoundments that are full of bass, in the sense that a lot of those impoundments are more of a winter fishery, and the fish school up in the middle to spawn, and you use your sounder, you find the fish, and you kind of sit on top of them and sort of bomb them with big vibes and things like that. Brogo is very much a summer fishery, and it's all about fishing these edges. And I generally just want to use the electric just to work my way along these edges. Depending on how hot the day is, I might be looking for shaded banks more so. If it's early morning, I might want to try and find the sunny banks, get that water that's a little bit warmer. There's a lot of reed, and there's the occasional timber snag from a tree, and those are all good spots for the bass. But like I say, it's definitely an edge bite fishery, and the lures that I find work best, it's kind of a different one really, in the sense that I don't use it in too many other places, but basically it's like the old slider soft plastic tail. In this case it's a Berkeley T-tail minnow, and I just fish it on a jig head, and it's basically just a cast and retrieve, rod tip down low, just a medium wind retrieve, and I don't do any rod tip movement, which is kind of unlike all the other fishing that I do. And I'm just waiting for that bite. There's a lot of small fish here in Brogo, and there's a few good fish as well. The smaller fish will kind of whack the lure a few times. I think they're just biting the tails and missing the hook. Oh, there's one right now. What the best thing is to not actually strike those fish, just to keep winding, try and resist lifting the rod, and quite often they'll come back a second and third time and hook up. Of course, that one didn't just then. Go. This is definitely a small little bass, this guy. Like I said, Brogo's famous for its small and better sized bass, but this one is about as small as you're going to see out here. As you can see, he's pretty small. I reckon he's only about 130 mil, 120 mil, so that might even be the smallest bass that I've ever caught. And he's a beauty. Good condition on him. Little Brogo bass. What a beauty. Had me in the timber right in those early stages, probably because I hooked him right in the middle of a nice snag pile, and he just had to go straight down. Just held tight using 6-pound fluorocarbon, so relatively light, but a good thing about freshwater impoundments is you don't get those barnacles on the sticks, so you can generally have the leader rubbing against the stick, and you won't bust them off. This is a nicer sized bass, this one. Might grab the net. Let's see if I can lead him over into the net here. There we go. That's a nice fish. Let's just see if I can. Little T-tails just come straight out of there, so I'll leave that in the net. There we go. That's a nicer fish. It's probably about I reckon 36 to 38 centimetres. So he's no giant, of course. No Southern Wilderness River trophy, but he is a beautiful bass. And like I said, it's a short distance from Merimbula. Windy afternoon, so I couldn't do too much else. Certainly couldn't be out in the blue water, and this makes a nice break. Little bass like this on light tackle, nice and easy, fresh water. It's a beautiful thing. It's pretty well against the rules to kill any bass or estuary perch. They're an Australian native, and everyone really cherishes them and looks after them. Even in the impoundments, no one wants to keep them. So we're going to let this guy go, as should all bass.